What is extrajudicial killing or extrajudicial encounter? Killing and encounter, the very word itself has no sanction, no authority of law. It has no judicial authority. There is no legal sanction on killings or encounters. Therefore, it is called extrajudicial encounters or killing. Why does the executive adopt to such unauthorized illegal acts of encounter or killing? In a civil society, when crimes are increasing and when as a government is unable to control the rise in crimes, and the crimes are resulting in anti-national activities such as terrorism, and crimes include rape, murder, dacoity, such several acts. That is to say, when there is a crime and when there is a huge inordinate delay to decide a crime, a punishment for the crime, the criminals take shelter under the delay, under the inordinate delay, under the delayed justice system, and escape from the clutches of law. So in such a situation, there is an outrage by the common people. When there is a heightened crime rates in the society, it snatches away the constitutional rights of the people to live peacefully, live fearlessly, move fearlessly from one place to another. It takes away the freedom of movement, speech and expression and life because of the increased heightened crimes in the society. When the society lives in the fear, the government is under pressure, and there is a judicial delay in deciding the criminal cases, especially the criminal cases involving anti-national activities and acts against criminal acts against the women and children. In such a situation, the government, which is under pressure, indirectly, illegally, outside the law, promotes such extrajudicial encounters or killings. Though there is no legal direct support by the government cannot, by rule of law, neither the executive, that is the police, nor the government can officially, legally support such extrajudicial acts, because all three pillars of the democracy, that is the judiciary, legislative and the executive, should function absolutely under the constitution. And when a crime is done, the criminal has to undergo the due procedure of law. The case has to be inquired, investigated, tried in the court of jurisdiction, and then the court is the only authority to decide the punishment for the criminal. So which is not considered in the executive's act of extrajudicial killings or encounter. So the executive department circumvents, takes a shortcut due to the pressure, mounted pressure, due to the anger of the general public. See, the concerned legislative has no other option, therefore it turns a blind eye and promotes such extrajudicial killings. So therefore it can be understood that one of the main reason is inordinate delay in the distribution of criminal justice system in India. This is one of the main reasons. Though the executive is empowered to safeguard their lives in an encounter by criminals, In case if there is an incident that a criminal uses a weapon or snatches a weapon from the police and tries to flee by inflicting wounds or by killing the police, then the police have every right to safeguard their lives and to shoot the criminal or to control the criminal physically so as to escape from the attack from the criminals. So the law allows the executive department to safeguard the rights of the police. However, in most of the killings, there are no real encounters. It is a fake encounter because it can be seen when an encounter is done by the police in order to safeguard themselves. They have to shoot at the leg portion of the criminal who is fleeing from this spot. So most of the cases if the police shoots the criminals who are trying to flee or who are trying to attack the police in the leg or below the established procedure is below the knees, then he doesn't die and the case doesn't close. It only complicates the case further and there is a compounded cases. So therefore the encounter means it is a killing, direct killing by the police or the enforcement agencies, executive enforcement agencies. So this actually started for creating a safety, security, a feeling of safety and security in the society, enabling the people to live freely without any fear. So there was a rise of Naxalite movements in India in 70s, especially in areas like Andhra Pradesh, undivided Andhra Pradesh then, and in some northern states. There was a high rise of Naxalite movements. There were radical unions, student unions, who were involved in such Naxalite movements, who were influenced by the thoughts of communists. In such a situation, they used to attack police left and right. They were supported by certain sections of people who were creating riots, who were looting the people. So the Naxalite movements has to be curbed. And if an Naxalite was arrested, the process will take 10 years, 15 years together. In such a situation, government turned a blind eye and promoted, indirectly supported the executive to involve in such illegal actions. So before understanding whether it is right or wrong, the public perception is what is more important for the governments. So the public perception always have been very good for such instant justice delivery system adopted by outlawed executive, it can be said. Because that's not permissible. Such acts are not permissible. But it is appreciated, it is hailed by the general public. When a rapist is encountered, he is an accused rapist. He is not a convict. He is an accused. Even in Hyderabad encounter in 2019, in the state of Telangana, the 4 accused rapists and murderers were encountered. They were only accused of a murder, rape and murder. But however, the support by the general public was such overwhelming and it received nationwide support. That is because our justice system, the delay in justice system is not acceptable. Therefore, public have always, by a majority, supported these extrajudicial killings or encounter. The encounter specialists. Media has termed many police officers as encounter specialists. There is no such legal phrase or word, encounters. There is no such position in the executive. But that police officer was called as an encounter specialist. So there are police officers who have encountered dozens of criminals, terrorists, anti-national activists, extremists, and the underworld dons who were a threat to society. So therefore, what needs to be done now, when the public perception is supporting the executive, supporting the legislative, that means to say the delay in judicial system has deeply shattered the hopes of people on the judicial. So the judiciary is losing ground in the hearts and minds of the people. That is why the encounter of 4 accused rapists in Telangana, Hyderabad, is received a nationwide appreciation. There were festivals, people were in the festive mood. And similarly in the 70s, when there was a heightened increase in Naxalite movements, this extremist communist Maoist movements, radical movements who were in the hideouts, they would come and attack the police station. That is to say, when a group of anti-national extremist forces or Naxalites who are also extremists, who are acting against the democratic system of our country, when they attack the police station, or when they attack the people, or when they attack the politicians, that is to say, they are acting against the constitution in order to achieve an illegal intent, maybe political or otherwise. It is an illegal attack and it is an unconstitutional act so as to disturb the peace of the society, so as to disturb the unity and integrity of the nation as a whole. Therefore, the Naxalites were also encountered. Hundreds of Naxalites were encountered. So when such situation, when there is a public support, this will continue to happen. And ultimately what judiciary is doing, though Supreme Court has several times in several cases has said that extrajudicial killings is a strict no and is an unconstitutional act, and the people who were involved in such unconstitutional extrajudicial killings or encounter or found guilty, they will be punished even to the extent of death. But nothing happened. No actions, punitive actions were taken against any of the executives. It was only a statement. So therefore, such things continue to happen when the government is under pressure. So this killing of 4 accused in Hyderabad, Telangana, who were accused for a rape and murder, is also a similar act. The government was under pressure. So when the crimes increase in the society, government automatically comes under pressure. And when there is no judicial remedy, quick judicial remedy, then the option left is only the executive. So they take law into their hands. Whether it is for the good of the society or it is bad for the society is an additional question. Because there is also misuse of, first of all, this extrajudicial encounters are not authorized. They are illegal. But whether illegal act is done in order to preserve the peace in the society, this is another question. An illegal act is done by the executive, by encountering the criminals, by encountering the underworld dons or rowdy elements who are disturbing the peace in the society, by encountering the Naxalites or Maoist communists who are threatening or extremists who are threatening the unity, integrity and the territory and the democracy of the nation, is a different question. But however, to be clear that such killings have no sanction of law. So where have we failed? As a nation, we have failed in quick distribution of criminal justice. When a rape case takes about 6 to 7 years and sometimes more, when a case of murder or a dacoity takes 8 to 10 years or more, when a terrorist like Ajmal Kasab takes years together, in spite of being evidences, because of the trial, the procedure, it takes years together. In such a situations, what is the option left by the government or the executive? They adopt to such practices. It may be for political gains. Many times it is for the political gains. When a terrorist is encountered, whereas he could have been arrested, in spite of that he is encountered. An underworld don is encountered, even though he could have been arrested and produced before the honorable courts for trial as per the established procedure of law. So that is not done. So therefore, there is a violation of Article 14 and 21 in reference to the people, criminals, accused criminals. And there is also a violation of law for the society, where it is the duty of the government to provide the people, especially Article 21, to live life fearlessly with dignity, right to life, when that is itself is a threat. Because the territories are under threat, the nation is under threat. Therefore, many times, though it is illegal, unconstitutional, extrajudicial killings continue to happen until and unless there is a serious thought on reforming the delay. At least there must be some reformation. There must be some changes in the judicial system, at least in delivering the criminal justice system in India. So if a criminal justice can be delivered within 6 months, then there can be no incidents of encounters. Though there is a misuse, the executive have many times misused encounter to kill even the innocents, because see, they have not undergone the trial at all. He may be an innocent, or he may be a proxy, or he may be identified wrongly. There may be a wrong identification of the person himself. So who has to decide? It is the courts that should decide who is an offender, who has committed the crime, act of crime. It has to be established in the court of law. The police or the government have no role in it at all. However, this continues to happen. It has happened. It will continue to happen unless our judicial system will gear up to give timely justice, at least in the cases where the serious crimes of rape, murder, anti-national activities, terrorist activities, these Naxalite activities, where the entire society and the nation is threatened. So until then, until the quick justice is delivered by the judiciary itself, such unconstitutional acts of encounter by the executive will continue to take place. And there will be a continued public support, because the people have lost support. See, when we can witness it, when there is an encounter of a terrorist or an extremist or a rapist, there is a jubilant mood in the society. The people, they support. That is to say, they have lost the faith, or they are losing the faith in the judicial system. This is another danger that is in store for our country. When people lose hope on the judicial system, that is much more danger. It is threatening, much more threatening than that of the anti-national forces. So therefore, as a nation, as a democracy, all the three organs should work in unity, in integrity, and come out with reformation, the ways to establish a quick justice delivery system, at least in criminal cases.